Now the young women who've put Queensland on the brink of a new surge. The friends tested positive to COVID-19 and seemingly didn't give a damn. We have the CCTV to prove it. They'd lied about being in Victoria, they skipped quarantine and went to work. Now the brother of one girl speaks to us. He's unhappy about how his family's been treated.
You're looking at proof that Olivia Muranga didn't care who she could have infected.
So in at 3:27, out at just after 4 o'clock.
This 19-year-old has just been tested for COVID, and here she is lining up at a restaurant with a friend and ordering drinks.
2 cocktails hardly seems worth all this pain.
Because it's a Monday, Couch Restaurant at Southbank in the centre of Brisbane is fortunately nearly empty. But you can see Olivia order at the counter before she and her friends sit down at a table.
Some people say, you know, we're in this together. Well, clearly not for some people. That's disappointing.
Arif Mendez owns the restaurant.
It really is disappointing and stupid, but, you know, I don't understand why they just, if they went to Melbourne and you lied and you come, like, yeah, no respect for the greater good of the community.
Olivia Muranga and her 21-year-old friend Diana Lasu travelled to Melbourne and then lied to get back into Queensland 9 days ago.
I am obviously bitterly disappointed.
Katarina Carroll is Queensland's Police Commissioner.
They went to extraordinary lengths to be deceitful and deceptive and, quite frankly, criminal in their behaviour, and that is what has put the community at risk.
We now know Olivia Muranga was unwell for several days before she got tested. In that time, we know she came to her day job as a cleaner here at the Parkland's Christian College. She also visited food outlets, restaurants and shopping centres across Brisbane. Worse still, we've been told that when she did seek medical advice and was told to have a test, she waited 2 days before she did it. Then, after having the test, instead of self-isolating, we've been told she went shopping.
It was them being neglectful, like so many lies, and now so many people are put out because of it.
We found young mum Kylie outside Parklands, which is now closed thanks to Olivia, turned instead into a COVID testing clinic for people who live in the same neighbourhood as these women. Can I ask you what your reaction was when you heard what had happened?
It's not fair, like anger, definitely anger.
I was shocked, really. I thought we were past it, Queensland, and then all of a sudden we've been hit with this again.
Michael's partner, Danielle, is 9 months pregnant.
I'm about to give birth and it changes everything, so it's not really fair that it's affected this many people.
Well, you need to think about this, yeah? Think about my sister.
I spoke to Olivia's brother by phone. He says she was sick for days before she bothered to get tested.
Couldn't even breathe. For some days she couldn't even, like, breathe out of her, like her airways.
Now, a lot of people are at risk, not just your sister.
Yeah, it's not something that we sat down and thought about, yeah? It's a f***ing mistake. I reckon if someone else did this, yeah, that wasn't of colour, y'all would be protecting them, y'all be doing all of this.
I think it's totally irresponsible, careless, flippant, and anything else you want to say.
Paul Donovan is chairman of Destination Gold Coast. He says the $4,000 fine both teenagers have received is not enough.
I'd throw the book at them. I think, you know, raise the fine as much as you like, and if people don't pay it, then put them in jail.
I think they should be making an example of them, mate, yeah.
Back at the COVID testing, Joe tells us, like many, his life is on hold because of this.
Off work, my wife's a nurse, so she can't go back to work at the Logan Hospital until all this is sorted.
So at least this girl gave you the correct information when she checked into your restaurant.
I'm so glad that she did, so then we can identify exactly what time she was there and who she came in contact with, and then we can isolate the staff, isolate the customers, and act in good faith and make sure everyone's safe.
Arif says 6 of his staff have had to self-isolate because they were in the restaurant at the same time as Olivia Muranga. But because of his strict health protocols, authorities have cleared Arif's restaurant to stay open, unlike some of the other places the women visited which have been forced to close. But Arif's worried the publicity alone will hurt his business, which has struggled to survive the pandemic.
March fell off a cliff. April, May was terrible. June it started to bounce back. We've been having a great month in July, and now to go through this again, it's heartbreaking.
The Chief of Police here has called them deceitful, has basically said that they broke the law to get into Queensland. What do you think of that?
I have nothing to say.
Olivia Muranga's brother confirmed another of his sisters has also tested positive for coronavirus, even though she didn't travel to Melbourne. And he's clearly angry his sister and her friend have been identified.
Just because we black, y'all want to run all the way to the media talking all of this, bro.
Yeah, I don't think
I'm telling you, no, shut the up. They never call my phone, bro.
And what that has done is it's exposed not only the community to enormous danger, but also our economy.
Lawyer Bill Potts says this case proves Queensland's multi-million-dollar border control can be beaten.
Whilst the police are doing an excellent job, and their job is both to, as we know, serve and protect the community, the reality is it's up to our community to, in fact, protect itself. And that means people telling the truth when they come across the border.
Next time, make the right decision. You know, you got to think about other people.
We found 18-year-old Abby lining up to get tested. She's just a bit younger than the women who've caused this chaos.
You're an adult, you know, you got to make the right decisions, and that wasn't the best decision, obviously.
If they bring the virus back here from Victoria and it spreads, God help us. Who knows what it could do?
Those women will head to court in about 8 weeks. They face up to 5 years jail if convicted on that fraud charge.